Hey guys, this is Jean-Claude, and before we start today's video, we have a special birthday shout out for Jack and Charlie. Happy birthday, you two. I met these guys at the Vegas Vault Tour, and they're both great players. Alright, now, for today's deck, we're going to be starting patron openings, and the first deck is going to go to Noah Smith. Good luck to you. Oh, let's just give it a little bit of tap here. Let's see some great patron decks. Okay, come on, baby. Mass Mutation has been a super fun set to open so far. What are your guys' experiences? Let me know in the comments down below. Is that red or orange? Hold up. I think it's orange. Yeah, Orange Archon. First house is Saurian. Second house is Dis. Third house, Shadows. Alright. Look at that Archon. Whoa, it has like so many tentacles. That's pretty wild. I like it. The Dis of... Oh, got a glare there. Doom Lagoon. Okay. I do like these decks that have like house names in them or sometimes like card names in them. Those are pretty cool. Alright, good luck to you, Noah. These three houses seem like they could be a lot of fun. One thing I've noticed in the decks I've opened so far, Shadows looks to be back on the level whenever Kodo was the only set around, so that's pretty cool. This seems to be fine, and the Saurians seem a little bit different than they did in the last set. I haven't looked at the set list, so I really hope Tribute's in here. I'm unsure if it is. But Tribute was such a big card for Saurians in the last set that it'd be a shame if they got rid of it. Other than Logos, what has been your guys' favorite house to open up in Mass Mutations? Alright, here we go. Start off with Shadows, it's Macus Asp, 3 power, Skirmish and Poison. Fidget, 2 power Elusive, Reap, discard a random card from your opponent's archives or the top card of their deck. If that card is in action, play it as if it were yours. Good. Borrow. Amber, whenever you play it, take control of an enemy artifact. While under your control, it belongs to House Shadows. Whoa! This card is so good. Yes, there are some static artifacts, and it doesn't matter if you take like your opponent's Orb of Invidious. But there are a lot of artifacts that you can use as actions, and this is so good. Especially if like this deck can move faster. We don't have Logo, so I don't think that's going to happen in here. But the ability to take several of your opponent's artifacts, and what's important is it immediately turns into House Shadows. You can use it the same turn you play Borrow. This isn't a single turn effect. This is so powerful. What a great card. Bone Rot Venom, it's an upgrade. Amber, whenever you play it. After this creature is used, deal 2 damage to it. Vandalize, Amber, whenever you play it. Look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. Discard 1 and put the others back in any order. That's a cool card. Ooh, the second one of those. Tempting Offer, Amber, whenever you play it. It enhanced a capture pip. Play, return an enemy creature to its owner's hand. If you do, your opponent gains an Amber. Not quite as good as Lights Out, but I guess it's not too bad since it did add a capture pip to your deck. You might be able to do some crazy stuff with that. Subtle Auto, 1 power. Play, your opponent discards a random card from their hand. Mug, Amber, whenever you play it. Move 1 Amber from a creature to your pool. Deal 2 damage to that creature. Francis the Economist, 3 power. Skirmish, fight. Each player gains an Amber. Dark Wave, Amber, whenever you play it, deal 2 damage to each non-mutant creature. Personally, I like Poison Wave a lot more than this. This will gain some value, though, in the future against sets that aren't Mass Mutation. Let's see here. Had at least 1 mutant. Wait a minute, it's only 4 creatures so far. Is there room for any more in this deck? Tell me you got at least 5. Oh, okay, there you go. Bonithing. 2 power, play. Steal 1 Amber for each forged key your opponent has. Oh, that's a really strong card. If your opponent has no Amber, sure, you're probably not going to play this. Hopefully, if this is in your starting hand, you can mulligan this away so you draw it later on. Now we're on to Saurians. It's Xenosaurus, 5 power, play. You may exalt it. If you do, deal 3 damage to a creature. Fight. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Put 1 into your hand and 1 at the bottom of your deck. Both of these effects are extremely relevant. It's on a 5 power body, which is pretty sweet. When it comes to Saurians, we all know at this point, having Amber on them is usually non-negative. There's typically something powerful you can do with that Amber, whether it's moving to your opponent's creatures or putting it directly into your pool. This side effect essentially giving you the best card out of your top 3. That's so strong. Oh, you got a leader! Saurius Rex, 6 power, fight, Reap. If Saurius Rex is in the center of your battle line, you may exalt it. If you do, search your deck for a Saurian card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. What a great card! 6 power as well is really important. Love dropping this guy turn 1. Good of the Many. Destroy each creature that does not share a trait with another creature in its controller's battle line. This is a rare that's kind of a shame to see. It's typically not that great. So many houses share traits with one another when it comes to the creatures, and I've never really got a good use out of this card. Stomp, Amber, whenever you play it, deal 5 damage to a creature. If this damage destroys that creature, exalt a friendly creature. Hedonistic Intent, Amber, whenever you play it, exalt each flank creature. Hopefully we have a way to use the Amber on our creatures. Thorough Centurion, 6 power, 1 armor, play, fight, capture an amber. Praefectus Ludo. Okay, that lessens the sting of some of those amber effects. 5 power, each other friendly creature gains destroyed. Move each amber from this creature to the common supply. Give us a taunt or something to go along with this. Oh, a second one, very nice. Monument to Ludo, it's an artifact. Action, move 1 amber from a creature to the common supply. If Praefectus Ludo is in your discard pile, move 2 amber from that creature to the common supply. That's the card we are looking for to help negate some of these amber effects, especially that Saurius Rex. Just get the amber off of it, don't even worry about it. Defense Initiative. Play, ward a creature. You may exalt that creature. If you exalt it, ward each of its neighbors. Okay, also very good. Beware the Ides. Amber whenever you play it. Deal 23 damage to a creature in the center of its controller's battle line. By the time you get to 23 damage, it almost could have just said 99 damage. A second one of those. Oh, Gabos Longarms. Before fight, choose a creature. It deals damage to that creature rather than one it is fighting. Great for fighting elusive creatures and then getting to maybe some creatures that are protected by taunts. Soul Fiddle, it's an artifact. Action, enrage a creature. Essence Scale, it's an artifact. Amber whenever you play it. Action, destroy a friendly creature. If you do, ready and use a friendly creature that shares a house with the destroyed creature. Anguish, 6 power for each damage on Anguish. Your opponent's keys cost +1 amber. This was one of my favorite cards in AOA. I'm happy to see it made a return, especially with damage pips. Techno Fiend, 3 power, reap, discard a card from your hand. If you do, draw a card. Destroyed, steal an amber. Ooh, a second one of those. Love those cycling cards. Stirring Grave, amber whenever you play it. Archive a creature from your discard pile. Cinder, 6 power, 2 armor, taunt, reap, destroy a friendly creature. Implosion, amber whenever you play it, destroy a friendly creature and an enemy creature. Dominator Bobble, it's an artifact. Action, use a friendly creature. Brabble, 2 power, destroyed. Your opponent loses 1 amber. If it is not your turn, your opponent loses 3 amber instead. And the final card of the deck is a second Brabble. I just realized something. We didn't really have too many enhanced cards. I remember Tempting Offer, but I don't remember anything else really. It's kind of crazy. It's funny, that's probably the Tempting Offer pip right there. So that's not a regular amber, let's put that down. So we are getting our regular amber up. I know in the last video we had someone, CMC, man I can't remember the name now, probably because it was all letters. They had mentioned that the odds of having a no pip deck so far seems to be 1.5%. Pretty low. This one we know had at least the one. Yeah, I think that was the only card they had it. Huh. Very, very interesting. Gosh, I can't believe they put an amber on borrow. This card is so busted. Alright, so for amber you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, and you can maybe argue it's a little bit more because of like this intent here. Alright, so for amber control, let's see. Got to go a little bit slower, not used to these. Gonna hear me say that for a little bit. Okay, Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. We got some steals. Oh, Anguish. Man, too bad we didn't get any damage pips. That's a shame. Okay, Ludo's taken away some of the amber, the artifact there. Centurion. Rex. No. Bow Nithing is a great card. Ooh. Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, 6 is all we got? What? Real quick, first thing I was thinking about earlier, you got like the Essence Scale. You had that one creature has taunt. I can't think of the name. All these new cards. Let's see. Cinder, there we go. These guys destroy friendly creatures. It's interesting how you can maybe use them to be able to use the steals with the Fiends. Or, let's see, wasn't there some other, like the Brabbles? I guess being able to make your opponent lose amber, that's a little bit of amber control as well. Actually, those should have went up with the amber control. Implosion. Yeah, it's kind of weird what they did with Dis in this set, at least what I've seen of it so far. This destroying your own creatures thing, I guess it's fine, but it would have been a lot more powerful if there would have been more things in this set that actually returned them from your discard pile. I kind of feel like, early impressions remember, that they kept the same amount of cards that bring cards back from the discard pile. I really think they should have beefed the number up a little. Alright, so let's get our creatures up. So hopefully we had a decent amount of those. Let's see. Oh man, we're hitting a large pocket of no creatures. Oh boy. God, that leader's so sweet. We'll have to see what we can get from that. But hold on. 1, 5, 10, 15. Okay, 17, so it's average. I was really worried when we hit this large pocket of non-creatures that we were going to get a lower count than 17, but 17 is definitely acceptable. Let's see, Saurius Rex, what can you get? What is the best card here? I definitely think we should get the artifact that immediately can take Amber off of this, returning to the common supply. That's pretty nice. You got a nice tech package of being able to get rid of the Amber thanks to Ludos, or getting the Xenosaurus so you can maybe take care of an opponent's smaller reef creature, something with elusive that maybe the Saurius Rex couldn't take care of right away. There's the artifact, the monument. Let's see, where were all the other ones? Stomp can also be a tech card. Intent you probably won't get. Oh, Beware the Ides could be a nice tech card that you want to get there. Defense Initiative is very nice. And as I said, Good of the Many, not too big on that card. So, overall an okay package. Was there only 4 Saurian creatures? Is that a thing? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, man. Oh, there we go. Thank goodness. 4 was not so hot, but 5 is nice. But once again, searchability. Pretty sure you're going to aggressively mulligan for your Saurius Rex because it is a harder creature to get off. And you already have ways to protect the Amber you get on it. Might as well thin your deck and get some big Saurian turns. Something you wouldn't really expect with this deck, considering the houses are Saurians, Dis, and Shadows, is it has a little bit of speed to it. It's not insane, but it's kind of good for these particular houses. So let's kind of bring those up. The Saurius Rex is getting cards out of your deck. The Fidget isn't getting cards out of your deck, but it is potentially playing other cards. Auto is slowing your opponent down by making them discard. Let's see here. Here we go. Techno Fiends, these Reap effects, being able to discard a card from your hand, then drawing a card. Great way to filter some of the worst cards out of your deck, like the Good of the Many. There was also, let's see here, I know there had to be at least another. I remember the Saurian guy up front, whenever he fights, he could take the best of the top 3. So it's actually pretty nice. This deck has a little bit of board control. Its creatures overall seem to be a little bit smaller, other than the Saurians, but it did have like the Mug, the Implosion. It basically could take care of a lot of different sized creatures. The Venom. Vandalize is good for taking care of combo decks. Tempting Offer, getting a creature off the board, especially if it has a bunch of upgrades. It's a great way to make your opponent have to discard all the upgrades. Dark Wave, let's see, Sterngrave could bring back something. Soul Fiddle is actually a form of removal as well when it comes to your opponent's small reapers. But yeah, the Dark Wave, Mug, Tempting Offer, Bone Rot Venom, Implosion, and the 2 Ides are actually pretty nice. Yes, Stomp too. Yeah, you got a nice variety of cards to take care of your opponent's creatures. You know, I was talking about smaller creatures overall, but now that I look back, the Disc did have some bigger guys, the 5s and the 6s here. It's just so weird to me that if we want to Reap with the Cinder, we're going to have to get rid of some of our own creatures. Now, obviously, this card was designed to have a lot of synergies, and we do have some of those in this deck, but I don't know exactly how I feel about that card as a whole. I guess if for some reason your opponent did deal with your Monument, you could actually use Cinder along with having a Ludo on the board to get rid of maybe like a Theros Centurion that already has maybe 3 captured Amber on it, to get off the board on a Disc turn. That way you don't necessarily have to keep fighting with this creature to try and get off the board and remove that Amber so your opponent can't get it. The Cinder could do that for you. So there might be actually some more tricks involving like the Cinder across houses that we weren't looking for, so that could be interesting. Overall, the deck doesn't look too bad. These Mass Mutation decks just have a lot of interesting new cards, things we have to look at, whole new strategies and synergies. It's so hard initially to understand just how good a deck is, and the best thing that you guys can do is go out. Even if you don't think the deck is good, you need to play every single deck. You're going to find combos and crazy combinations, and that's going to help you figure out how to play some of your other decks. Like that moment at the end where I started thinking about that Cinder. Well, wait a minute, maybe we could use it in other ways? That's not something you typically think of right away. You're going to learn that from in-game experience. Alright, No Smith, well, I hope you like your deck. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching my videos, and I'll see you next time.